Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, Brittney Griner back on U.S. soil after her nearly 10-month ordeal in custody in Russia. How it all came together, plus the Americans still left behind. We're going to talk to Paul Whelan's brother about the fight to bring the former Marine home. Also this morning, we do have an ABC News exclusive with the One Tree Hill star whose husband was killed in a lightning strike on a boat over the summer. What he said before it happened and how she is honoring him. And then I'm live here in Kentucky with a very special GMA Gives Back. We are shining the spotlight on a woman who went above and beyond for her community. This is her store. It is a grocery store that is critical to the community. It was devastated by flash flooding. Lives were lost, homes were lost, but now we get to celebrate this woman as we give back because she has given so many folks their lives back as they rebuild this community. You'll want to see it on Good Morning America.
Looking ahead, San Antonio Public Library is getting in the holiday spirit. We have some fun activities planned for those young and old. Coming up on GMSA at 9 today, we'll have someone from SAPL speaking with us about some of the events coming up. All the programs are free, so if you're looking for something to keep the kids busy during winter break, or you have some free time yourself, you want to hear about all of this. Tune in for our Q&A coming up on GMSA at 9. We hope to see you then. Well, ahead in the next hour of GMSA, it's our big story of the morning. Brittney Griner touching down here in San Antonio, back on U.S. soil. Jonathan Cotto is standing by with the latest developments and what happens next. And TransGuide, this is the one where we've seen the low clouds and the fog and maybe a little bit of mist start to reappear this morning at 37 and Southeast Military. Have no fear, though. Stephen is tracking any developments on the roads, and Mike has your weekend forecast coming up. You're watching GMSA on a Friday. We'll be right back.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And good morning to you. It is Friday. It is December 9th.
We'll get to weather and traffic in just a few minutes, but first, our big story of the morning. WNBA star Brittney Griner has landed here in San Antonio at Kelly Field and now on her way to BAMC. This all follows her release from Russia.
Jonathan Cotto has been following this story for us all morning and was there when the plane touched down.
Good morning, I'm Jonathan Cotto. Yes, lots of anticipation behind Brittney Griner's arrival here at Kelly Field. Her plane touching down on U.S. soil here in San Antonio at Kelly Field. Yesterday, President Joe Biden making the announcement that a swap had been made for Griner's release. The 32-year-old is a double Olympic champion and a 7-time All-Star player in the WNBA. She was detained February 17th at Moscow's airport. She had been on her way to Ekaterinburg to rejoin her club for the playoffs after spending time at home in the United States. She was found with vape cartridges containing cannabis oil in her luggage that violated Russian law. In the U.S., Griner had a prescription for medical marijuana to relieve pain from chronic injuries. Griner pleaded guilty to the charges of possessing and smuggling illegal drugs, but insisted she had made an honest mistake and had not intended to break Russian law. She has testified that she did not understand how the cartridges had ended up in her luggage and speculated that she could have packed them inadvertently as she rushed to make her flight. However, she was convicted, found guilty of deliberately bringing cannabis-infused vape cartridges into Russia on August 4th. A Russian court sentenced her to 9 years in prison. The maximum sentence for that charge was 10 years. Her attorney at the time argued that was grossly inappropriate. We know her lawyer said on November 17th that she had been taken to a female penal colony in Yabas, a town in the Mordovia region southeast of Moscow. But we do know that this morning Griner will be heading to Brooke Army Medical Center where she will be attended medically. We're told she is in healthy conditions, but of course this is a story that we're going to continue to follow closely. Reporting from Kelly Field, Jonathan Cotto.
Thank you, Jonathan. This is a story, of course, that we're following closely on air and on our website. You can find complete coverage on our homepage. Just head to ksat.com and look for these stories.
Well, obviously we go on the air at 4:30 in the morning. It wasn't too bad this morning, but now in a couple of these camera shots, we're starting to see a little bit of that fog, a little bit of those low clouds. And Mike Ostrage joins us now to talk more about what to expect for our Friday.
Friday is going to be like Thursday. like Wednesday was. Yeah, so it's just, again, this deja vu kind of weather. And like the past couple of mornings where we've started off okay, and then the fog has started to get thicker in some spots, as it is doing now. It's just kind of, it looks fuzzy off in the distance out there at the airport. Visibility is at 8 miles, so it has dropped another mile in just the past couple of minutes there. 1.75 miles Pleasanton, 5 Stinson. Port SA now is starting to see more fog developing. Go down 37, you are going to run into some of that fog, even right around 37 Southwest Military. Some of it is showing up on some of the TransGuide cameras. Then notice how this is also off to the east, where it was just around Gonzales, starting to sort of move in a little bit more westward in towards Seguin, and then out to the west, not as much fog. Most of it is in the eastern half of our viewing area this morning, where some of the thickest is. New Braunfels at 4 miles visibility as of right now, 6 up the road in Austin. But again, this is going to continue to sort of evolve over the course of the next couple of hours. 67 degrees right now. We are anywhere from 20-25 degrees above normal, and actually at or above the normal high temperature right now. Mold is on the high side. Updated count comes out in about an hour and a half or so. It's 69 degrees, so temperatures are going to stay steady this morning. A lot of clouds, mist, and fog. Then we'll see some sunshine by late morning into the early afternoon hours, like the past couple of days. 77 at noon, and we're going to be topping off at 81, 15 degrees above normal, with partly cloudy skies. So a lot of folks are going to be seeing a whole lot of sunshine later on today. The weekend, well, this trend continues, but at least a couple of showers. Not a big deal as far as rain, but a couple of showers late tomorrow night into Sunday. The countdown for the front, 4 days. Details on that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, anything big going on out there?
Not yet, Mike, and that's great. But this is a shot that, we showed our viewers a little bit earlier, 37 at Southeast Military. Let's get a look at the TransGuide camera, because the conditions obviously are pretty foggy out there. And you can see that we do have a few folks out there in the north and southbound lanes traveling along I-37. So one of those busy areas, especially as the commute does get rolling. So just make sure to drive with caution. Check those low beams as well if you're still planning to head out and have to drive through 37. But thankfully, no delays there. If you see it there on the map, 37 right now, you're still in the green if you're traveling in or out of San Antonio. Now, speaking of travel times, let's see what we can expect right now if you plan to travel into San Antonio. 28 minutes. Now, while we are not seeing a slowdown on I-37 northbound, that is actually a little bit slower than what we would normally see on a regular day. But 28 minutes is what we can see right now. So again, just a little bit of a slowdown on 37 northbound, but nothing too major. Highway 90 about 30 minutes, and that arrival from Lytle looks to be about 17 minutes. So let's go ahead and get you back here on TransGuide 37 at Southeast Military. And as we get you on rotation back here in town at 410 at Culebra, you can see that traffic's been moving and we've been off to a decent start, but we'll see how long that will last, especially as more folks get the commute rolling. Guys.
Thank you, Stephen. Topping your morning headlines, a history-making vote on Capitol Hill, the House passing the Respect for Marriage Act.
The bill codifies federal protections for same-sex and interracial marriages and now heads to President Biden's desk. ABC's Justin Finch has more from Washington.
On the House floor, a milestone moment.
The motion is adopted.
In a rare show of bipartisan solidarity, Congress passing the Respect for Marriage Act, enshrining marriage equality into federal law. 39 House Republicans and 12 in the Senate joining every Democrat to pass legislation protecting same-sex and interracial marriages. Some Republicans pleaded for their party members to vote no, calling the bill unnecessary.
I hope and pray that my colleagues will find the courage to join me in opposing this misguided and this dangerous bill.
More than 70% of Americans support same-sex marriage. The bill fast-tracked following the Supreme Court's overturning of Roe v. Wade, and Justice Clarence Thomas suggesting the court reconsider rulings like same-sex marriage. Tammy Baldwin, the nation's first openly gay senator, says this bill was personal.
We can put to rest the worries of millions of loving couples who are concerned that someday an activist Supreme Court may take their rights and freedoms away.
The bill now heads to President Biden's desk for signature, and he says it will bring peace of mind to millions of couples across the country. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
Now some good news for Spurs fans. They broke their 11-game losing streak last night against the Houston Rockets. Right now, both teams at the bottom of the Western Conference standings. 7 Spurs were in double figures. Keldon Johnson led the way with 32 in the third. The Spurs knocked down 4 straight threes. At one point, Spurs were even up by 20. Final score from the AT&T Center. Spurs finally win one, 118-109.
You know, it feels good to be back in the win column for sure. I don't think any of us has lost that many games in a row. You know, you got to stay positive, continue to push forward every single day, continue to watch film, get better, just keep controlling what we could control. We'd be able to, you know, get out of the slump sooner or later.
Next up for the Spurs, they're hitting the road to South Beach. Tomorrow they'll take on the Heat in Miami. Tip-off is set for 4 p.m.
Well, happening tonight, the UTSA Rowdy River Rally is scheduled for tonight at 7 at the Arneson River Theater. This comes after their big championship win. Next up, UTSA will take on Troy at Duluth Trading Cure Bowl in Orlando next Friday.
6:08, 66 degrees.
We'll be right back. All right, check this video out. Local law enforcement traded in their uniforms for Santa hats to help some families in need last night. It's part of the Blue Santa toy distribution put on by Blue Cares. More than 80 families were able to go to the Salvation Army to take pictures with Santa and take some toys home.
There's a lot of need, and we are fortunate to be in a position that we have a good relationship with the councilwoman where we're able to find, what we can do to help families.
Blue Cares has hosted the event since 1976 for those who can't afford gifts for the holidays. You can also help by donating toys to the cause.
Salvation Army is still looking for support for their Angel Tree program. Right now, 250 angels need to be adopted. Each Angel Tree tag represents a child in need. Tomorrow is the last day to adopt them. Salvation Army moving all remaining Angel Tree tags to 2 locations. The Walmart tree located at I-10 de Zavala and the Angel Tree that is set up inside North Star Mall.
And here on GMSA, instead of doing a gift exchange between ourselves, we wanted to do our part. So we adopted 4 angels and 1 senior angel. Just take a look at this Christmas tree. This is everything that we collected. We have more information on how you can help on ksat.com.
Love our KSAT family. Some very nice, loving folks.
It was warm to see everyone's reaction, everyone's very giving reaction to those angels. All right.
6:13.
Head over to Stephen.
That's what the holidays are about, right? But let's get a look here because thankfully no issues here. That's my gift to you guys. Thankfully, but traffic is definitely picking up there. You can see it 35 upper level at Brooklyn. A little bit more steady here by Evans, but thankfully it's been a pretty quiet morning so far. But as we get a look here at 35 at Schertz Parkway, traffic's going to get moving there. And that's one of those busy corridors. As you can expect to see a lot more of that as the commute does really start to pick up as we inch closer to morning rush hour. But right now, you're still in the clear. Lots of green on the screen, but it does look like a stalled vehicle may have popped up somewhere along I-37. We'll get a closer look at that in just a moment. But let's go ahead and talk about some construction here because while some of it is wrapping up, we still have a few more days to go for some other work that's taking place here along I-10 over on the east side of Bexar County, overlay work. And that's been current for quite a while, but we'll see a portion of it wrap up next Wednesday, December 14th. Does begin at a busy time, 9 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon, and that's when drivers will receive I-10 westbound frontage road alternating lane closures right there at Ackerman Road. But of course, that information again on our website, ksat.com/traffic. Scroll over there to the bottom of the page. You'll find a full list of closures there. But I would say right now that there's a QR code. Fantastic. Thank you for popping that up. We'll go ahead and scan that QR code with your phone, and that will take you to our page directly.
Stephen, thank you.
You're welcome. I talk with my hands a lot, guys, and I mean, when I'm excited about something, I'm just, yeah.
It's funny, somebody stopped me in the grocery store the other day and they go, my mother just points out you talk with your hands. I go, yeah, I take after my mother.
Yeah.
She said if she tied her hands down, she wouldn't be able to say anything. So.
Oh, no.
Yes, we all talk with our hands.
Okay,
it's
so
expressive, right?
So now
Mike,
is the time.
what's happening in the weather today?
Is now the time to roll?
Hey, stay in your own.
Stay in my lane. Stay in my lane.
Yes. Yeah, you guys.
Okay.
There it is.
There's the bus.
What will count is if we do this right and we scoop it out together. All right, Mike, do your thing.
Okay, 69 degrees this morning. Temperature is going to stay fairly steady. A little bit of fog, a little bit of mist around the area. Now, wait, the number's going to change before you start sweeping it out. Now, 81 for a high temperature later on today. Partly cloudy skies, so some sunshine is going to be moving on in here. 3, 2, 1, sweep. Oh, a little bit low. Oh, wait.
We'll work on it.
We're going to work on that.
Love this picture.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep, knew you'd like that one. Best part of fall, playing in the leaves. All those beautiful oak leaves out there. Reminds me when I was little. And the smell of leaves on the ground, there's nothing like it. That's just fantastic. Thank you very much for that.
Now, Bobby, help us rake them up.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the fun part about it when you spread it, and then that gets rake them up, and you get a big pile of leaves going on there. That's just fantastic. So, all right, this morning, those leaves may be a little bit on the damp side, just because we've got all this humidity out there. It looks a little fuzzy out at the airport. Visibility has dropped slightly. 2.5 miles now, Port SA. 5 Stinson, not bad, but there is one of the TransGuide cameras down there at 37 at Southeast Military, where it's looking soupier, and there's going to be some damp roads out there as well. 1 3/4 visibility down the road at Pleasanton, and then also fog is starting to move on in here from the east. So New Braunfels, Randolph, you may start dropping down a little bit more. Got some fog being reported around Seguin, Gonzales, 1/4 mile visibility right now. Here's the thickest fog down to the southeast, but we still have hints of it out here, and it's a situation where you may turn the corner and then run into a lot of thick fog, especially if you get down into kind of a low-lying area. Temperatures are very consistent thanks to the cloud cover and the high humidity in the mid-upper 60s, 20 to 25 degrees above normal. And, of course, we've got a bunch of humidity out there with those dew points well up into the 60s. And we stay steady throughout the rest of the morning, slowly creep upward to 77 at noon. Then we see some sunshine and get up to 81 with, at times mostly sunny skies like we've had the past couple of days. There's that chunk of really, really cold air right there around the Dakotas, Bismarck at 4 below, and then freezing temperatures as far south, obviously higher elevations around Albuquerque, but Wichita at 32 degrees. And notice this kind of angled dividing line right there. That's along the sort of the southern branch of the jet stream. There's a northern branch which is allowing some of that colder air to move on in here. But this is keeping that cold air away from us. Notice how it drops off very quickly. Like I said, 32 in Wichita, but then we're at 60 in the 60s right now, upper 60s, and that's going to remain the case for the next couple of days. Now, that low is developing out there to the west of us. This is not going to be a big weather maker as far as rain chances, because the center of that low is going to stay very far to the north. But as it moves by on the backside of it, it's going to pull a front through here Tuesday, and then we will get some of that colder air sliding on in here as we go into the latter part of the week. And notice how then, though, we get back into this zonal pattern right here. So, yes, we will cool down, but it's not going to be like this big, huge blast of Arctic air coming on in here. So we'll still be in kind of a tranquil air pattern even after that. Now, temperatures will be lower, but it's not like we got any big, big rainmakers even way down the road. 77 degrees today at noon. Mostly cloudy skies. High temperature makes it up to 81, partly cloudy skies. Then over the weekend, I think we're going to lean toward the cloudier side, and we'll have morning mist and fog, of course. A couple of showers tomorrow night into early Saturday, just a few of them here and there, other than the mist and drizzle type stuff. Monday, well, it's more of the same. Then Tuesday, it's going to be a warm start. Then the front moves through. Temperatures really won't move all that much throughout the day on Tuesday. And then we will get progressively cooler going into Wednesday and Thursday.
Cannot wait till next week.
Yeah. I know.
Okay.
Thank you, Mike. 619, 66 degrees.
Just ahead, the FTC is suing Microsoft for billions of dollars. We'll show you why in this morning's Consumer Headlines.
Back outside with Live Cam. Thanks for starting your Friday with us here on GMSA. Looking back towards the airport on your Friday.
When moderate to severe ulcerative colitis persists, put it in check with Rinvoq, a once-daily pill.
When UC got unpredictable, I got rapid symptom relief with Rinvoq. Check.
When UC held me back, I got lasting steroid-free remission with Rinvoq. Check.
And when UC got the upper hand,
Rinvoq helped visibly repair the colon lining. Check. Rapid symptom relief, lasting steroid-free remission, and a chance to visibly repair the colon lining. Check, check, and check.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers, including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occur. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Put UC in check and keep it there with Rinvoq.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Rinvoq and learn how AbbVie could help you save.
In this morning's GMA First Look, One Tree Hill alum Bevin Prince speaking out in her first TV interview about the tragic death of her beloved husband. The couple was boating during the 4th of July weekend when the unthinkable happened. Will was struck by lightning. Bevin left to face a life without the man she calls her soulmate.
You've said that this is larger than you. There was a lot of divinity in it. He was 33 years old. It was July 3rd. And I believe the exact time that the lightning struck was 3:13 p.m. So knowing that all the resources were there to potentially save him, I have to believe that something bigger beyond me was calling him.
Bevin now focusing on giving back to her community to honor Will's memory. And coming up at 7 a.m., more of our exclusive interview. With your GMA First Look, I'm Ariel Reshef, ABC News, Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina.
Microsoft versus the Federal Trade Commission. The agency is suing to block the company's proposed $69 billion acquisition of video game publisher Activision Blizzard. The FTC claims it would harm consumers by weakening competition. Microsoft, of course, denies that.
2 new Google Chrome features will prolong battery life and boost computer performance. Energy saver mode kicks in when your battery level dips to 20%, limiting certain visuals and background activity. And Memory Saver allows faster browsing by prioritizing your tabs. You'll have to download these updates.
Attention shoppers, Amazon is rolling out Inspire, a new video feed that allows shoppers to browse content created by influencers, brands, and other customers. Users can customize their feature based on personal interests. It will be available on the Amazon app. Right now, 625, 66 degrees.
Here's a look at what's coming up after the break at 6:30.
Good morning, I'm Jonathan Cotto. The 32-year-old WNBA star is finally home on U.S. soil. We've been covering her arrival all morning, and we'll be bringing you the latest coming up.
Taking a look outside with TransGuide. Some of that patchy fog creeping into our TransGuide cameras there at 35 and Pine. And Mike says you expect that throughout the morning. Also, Stephen will have any updates on your traffic when we come back.
And good morning to you. It is Friday, December 9th.
Thank you so much for starting your morning with us. We'll get to weather and traffic in just a few minutes, but first, our big story this morning.
WNBA star Brittney Griner now at BAMC after landing at Kelly Field just a couple of hours ago. All this follows her release from Russia.
Jonathan Cotto live at BAMC. Jonathan, what's happening out there right now?
Good morning, Sarah. Well, we have relocated to Brooke Army Medical Center where we know Brittney Griner is being brought to for a routine medical evaluation. Griner landing on U.S. soil over at Kelly Field just moments ago. We can take a look at what that scene looked like earlier this morning. Griner and her team stepping out of that plane earlier this morning. We know that Brooke Army Medical Center was chosen because of its staff, because of its resources. And Mark, Sarah, I have to tell you that this isn't the first time we've been outside of BAMC for this type of situation. Earlier this year, we know former U.S. Marine Trevor Reed was also brought to BAMC for medical attention. Reed was also a prisoner in Russia for nearly over 3 years. Now, we're talking a medical evaluation. What is that going to look like for Griner? We know that a series of x-rays, labs, a history of her medical history will be obtained by medical experts here at BAMC. We also know that there will be a general overall mental health and physical health assessment as well. Now, doctors say they could carry out a more comprehensive medical evaluation depending on her needs. We have been told that she is in overall good health, and this is just routine. This is just protocol. And they say that Griner could possibly also be feeling symptoms of mental trauma or changes in physical and emotional reactions. But Mark, Sarah, this is a story that we're going to continue to stay on top of all morning long. I can tell you, I can't tell you exactly the time that she arrived here, but she touched down here in San Antonio roughly at 4:31 this morning. A huge sigh of relief for her family, her fans, her friends, to know that Griner is finally back in the United States after over 10 months. Reporting live outside of BAMC, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Jonathan. Of course, this is a story we're going to be following closely on air and online. You can find complete coverage on our homepage. Just head to ksat.com for these updates.
Traffic is slowing on Highway 90 right now. We'll talk to Stephen in just a moment.
First, we're going to check in with Mike. You're saying, 4 more days.
Yeah, 4 more days to the front. We're doing our front countdown here. Until then, same thing we've had every morning this week. We've got, it looks a little fuzzy out there at the airport. 67 degrees, dew point at 65, so these numbers are almost neck and neck, and wind is non-existent out there. So the ingredients are in place to get some fog to form up. As a matter of fact, now it's not obviously it saw anything bad as far as visibility at the airport in that shot, but it has dropped down a little bit. Visibility has dropped now. Castroville, Port SA, Stinson at 5 miles, and then 3 at New Braunfels. That is dropping down. Also, fog is being reported heading out in towards Seguin, as well as Gonzales at just a 1/4 mile, and then go down 37. You run into a lot of fog around Pleasanton. So with this fog now on the west side of town and then sort of invading from the east, we're going to have to be on the lookout for more of this over the course of the next couple of hours. 4 miles there at Eagle Pass. So once again, most everybody has fog, and the majority of it this morning is to the east and to the south and east. Mold is on the high side. The updated count's going to be coming out a little bit later on this morning. Some fog, mist around here. Very warm temperatures, 20-25 degrees above normal. Mixture of sunshine and clouds later on today, and that's going to heat us up into the low 80s once again today. And then this weekend, still way above normal, upper 70s, mid 60s for the highs and the lows respectively. A couple of showers tomorrow evening into early Sunday morning, other than just the morning mist and fog. And then next week we start off very warm Monday morning as well as Tuesday morning, but that front moves through Tuesday during the day, so that will finally get us back to some good December weather by the end of next week. Details in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen, we were talking about 90. Is that slowing down?
Yeah, a little bit of traffic that's building up there, Mike. Now, here's the thing. Nothing's been reported out there, but 90 at 1604 over on the far west side of the county, we tend to see a little bit more traffic that builds up in that area as folks are making their way into the Alamo City. So, yeah, slow traffic out there, but this is normal. And we're probably going to see a lot more of that same situation in and around town as we give you a wide look at the map here. Thankfully, it's still pretty green for the most part, but the commute is really going to start picking up as folks are ready to get the Friday morning commute rolling. But thankfully, no major issues to talk about here. Of course, it looks like a stall popped up here on the map just on the far east side of the county at 1604 at I-10. So another thing that we'll have to keep a close eye on. But let's get you back on rotation here on the camera, because we were talking about some of the TransGuide cameras picking up the fog, and Sarah described this perfectly. It's creeping in some of these TransGuide cameras. So just remember to watch out on the roadways and drive carefully. We'll continue to monitor the roads throughout the morning and give you those updates right here on GMSA. Mark, Sarah?
Stephen, thank you very much. Other stories we're following for you this morning. A MacArthur High School teacher accused of sexually assaulting a student is facing charges. Police say this woman, 49-year-old J. Casey Stewart, left written messages for the 16-year-old victim on Tuesday, including her phone number. Investigators say she took the teen to a motel near her home and sexually assaulted him there. The teen reported the incident Wednesday, but Stewart denied having sexual contact with the student. She faces charges of sexual assault of a child and improper relationship between educator and student.
New details this morning on a final conviction that's bringing a double murder case to close after a long legal battle. On Thursday, it only took 4.5 hours to find Richard Montes guilty of murdering a teen and an elderly man back in 2018. Prosecutors say Montes and 2 other suspects shot and killed 69-year-old Benito Gallegos near the Castellano homes. Another bullet ended up inside a nearby apartment, killing 14-year-old Angel Guevara.
You ruined my life, my kid's life, you ruined my son's life. That man took everything from me, everything.
Montes is now expected to serve life in prison. The 2 other suspects were his cousins. They took plea deals in the case and will serve a little more than 20 years in prison. To some other morning headlines, U.S. hospitals are about as overwhelmed now as they were during the Omicron surge.
They say a significant contributor is the triple threat of viruses, the so-called triple demic. Amy Kiley reports some doctors say it's affecting children more than others.
Imagine having 10 families check into the ER every single hour for 24 hours.
Johns Hopkins University says flu cases are higher than normal. RSV has been on the rise, and more coronavirus variants are developing. Hospital capacity is about as low now as during the Omicron peak, according to new government data. Some pediatricians say the so-called triple demic is hitting kids especially hard.
We think it's just a bad cold, and it isn't. It can be so much worse.
She's talking about the flu and its potential complications in children.
The pneumonia that can come after, the ear infections that can come after, the dehydration that lands kids in the hospital, the sinusitis that can happen in older kids, even kids' febrile seizures.
Medical experts strongly recommend getting a flu shot. And speaking of vaccines, children as young as 6 months now can get an updated shot for COVID-19. For treatment, Walgreens is starting free home delivery of prescription Paxlovid. The CDC says vaccines and antiviral therapies are still in the works for RSV. But pandemic mitigation strategies help stop all 3 viruses, according to this expert.
Because it's our individual choices that are going to help protect ourselves, our loved ones, and our other community members.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
637, 66 degrees.
So how do you conserve water? Do you take shorter showers? Do you turn off your sprinklers? Well, those are all great things to do. There are some even easier ways to lower your water use. After the break, some of those simple ways to save water.
641, traffic and weather coming up. We here in South Texas know all about droughts and the importance of conserving water, but it's not something we should only think about during the summertime.
That's right. So with droughts popping up all over the country, it's becoming more important that we think about it year round. There are some quick and easy ways you can conserve water. One of those is upgrading your toilet. Low flow and dual flush toilets can save 20% or more of your water supply compared to older toilets. And an even easier swap is upgrading your old faucets to low flow models that could reduce your water flow by 30%.
Appliances waste a lot of water. Consider upgrading your washing machine or dishwasher to save water. An energy-efficient washing machine uses 33% less water than older models and is much quieter. An energy-efficient dishwasher can save you almost 4,000 gallons of water throughout its lifetime. That goes a long way.
Now, when shopping for a new appliance, keep your eye out for that yellow Energy Star label. Those certified appliances are recognized by the EPA to be certified energy efficient. And there are ways to save when it comes to landscaping and irrigation. Think about having native and drought-resistant plants that thrive with less water. And if you really want to make a difference, talk to a pro about upgrading your irrigation system. Quite the investment, probably worth it in the long run.
Definitely worth it. All right, 642, 66 degrees. Stephen, I'm seeing a lot more cars on the road right now.
This is true. We are seeing a lot more vehicles out there, Sarah, Mark, but hey, the morning's been nice on my end. I have not had any issues to report other than that crash that was along 410 at Culebra, but that was way earlier in the morning and that has cleared out. But let's get a look around town, 37 at Fair Avenue. Yeah, Sarah's right. It's definitely getting busy out there, but check out some of that fog that's creeped in some of these TransGuide cameras. Make sure to watch out. Mike will have more on that in just a moment, but 410 at Old Pearsall, you can see just steady traffic at this point. 410 north at Ingram, expect to see some slowdowns. We are now in morning rush and a lot of folks are getting their morning started, probably ready to drive off into the weekend, but be on the lookout because we still have some road work taking place. State Highway 16, Bandera Road. I mentioned this again, but a few times this morning, but I do want to mention it again. Utility work. Remember, that's going to start at 9 in the morning and should wrap at 3 in the afternoon. But good news is a portion of it will finish today. So alternating lane closures in both directions from Loop 1604 to Diamond K Trail. Let's get it back here on TransGuide where we see traffic is already moving. 410 at Fredericksburg. No major issues to report now that more folks are out there, but nonetheless, drive safe. And as I mentioned, some of the fog has creeped into those TransGuide cameras right there. So Tennis Days of All doesn't look too bad, though.
Thank you, Stephen. Y'all are clever when it comes to Elf on a Shelf. Yeah. I mean, we continue to be impressed.
Did you do Elf on the Shelf as a child?
Oh, yeah. When my son was younger, we used to do that.
I never did it.
I didn't hear about it until I was an adult.
Same. Yeah. I didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't think they were around until like 10, 15 years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. That's right.
I didn't know.
But we didn't do this.
No. I mean, this is clever.
When we tried to get the snowman down here and it melted.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
R.I.P. Olaf. Sorry.
That's funny.
Sarah. Olaf.
That he's a snowman.
From Frozen. Yes, he is no longer with us. He's in that cup, just a drink of water.
No, Olaf is fine.
Olaf comes back.
Yes.
It's the magic.
This was just a distant cousin, so. Anyway, thank you very much for the KSAT Connect. We're going to move on before we traumatize people about Olaf. So we do have a little bit of fun. And this picture, you know, I've been kind of watching our gauge out there, which is the control tower out at the airport. And that is getting a little harder to see now, a little more fuzzy in the background there. 8 miles visibility, mile and a quarter Castroville. Port SA has fog. So the south and southwestern part of Bexar County, pretty well, I don't know if we can call it socked in, but a lot of fog going down 37 in toward Pleasanton, heading up 35 in toward New Braunfels, a lot of fog. So right now it's just Randolph and the airport that doesn't have a lot of fog. Going out in toward the hill country, going to run into some of that as well. Thicker fog obviously down here to the east and to the southeast. So we just have to watch it with this trying to work its way on in here, because there's not a whole lot of wind out there and all this moisture still getting sort of pumped on in. And that's why we are seeing some of this fog. So we're at 67 right now, 66 Bulverde. And then you've got these dew points that are running neck and neck. And so when you have those two numbers almost the same, hardly any breeze out there, that's what helps with a lot of the fog formation. We're going to stay pretty steady and slowly creep up through the 70s this morning. 78 degrees at 1 o'clock. We'll see more sunshine later on this afternoon, so you may actually be able to see, just as the sun is going down, the moon coming up to the east, just 1 day past full today. The moisture continues to stick around here, and I mean, these dew points remain extremely high thanks to that flow coming in here off of the Gulf of Mexico, and that's going to be the situation through the weekend into next week. And so that's why we are going to be staying very warm all the way through Sunday, Monday, but Tuesday we'll have a high temperature mid 60s. That's a normal high finally, and then it's going to be even cooler than that going into the latter part of the week. We start off though at 65 on Tuesday, so the front moves through about mid-afternoon, and then that's going to be pulling down cooler air. This looks really, really cold. I mean, it is much colder, but it's a normal low temperature this time of year by Thursday and Friday, getting down to 43 degrees. So again, look at that. I mean, we're 25 degrees almost above normal all the way through the weekend. A lot more of that morning mist and fog through Tuesday morning. Then again, like I said, that changes after the front moves through. 77 at noon today, mostly cloudy skies. High temperature then makes it up to 81, partly cloudy skies. And tomorrow, Sunday, a couple more clouds hanging around here. There is a small chance for a few showers late tomorrow night into Sunday morning, other than the mist and drizzle we're going to be seeing in the morning. Same thing starting off on Monday, Tuesday as well. Then the front moves through. That'll knock temperatures down. So we'll be starting off Wednesday at 50, 43 Thursday morning, and a high of only 55 on Thursday.
Can't believe we're remembering back to that snowfall from 2017 this past week.
A lot of folks have sent in pictures. One popped up on my Facebook, and my boys ran out there and they made a snowman. It was that big, but
they made an Olaf.
Mini Olaf.
Yeah.
Yep. Olaf lives. It's going to be okay. 648, 66 degrees.
All right, looking ahead, San Antonio Public Libraries are getting in the holiday spirit. And they have some fun activities planned for those young and old. Coming up today on GMSA at 9, we'll have someone from SAPL speaking with us about some of the events coming up.
All the programs are free. If you're looking for something to keep the kids busy over the holiday break, you hear all about that coming up at 9.
All right, let's take a look outside with live cam. 66 degrees. The countdown is on like an advent calendar, waiting for that cold front. We'll be right back after this.
Look around you. This whole place is for people who want to escape. People who don't belong anywhere else.
The new film Empire of Light is very personal for writer-director Sam Mendes. It's about the mental health issues his mother struggled with when he was growing up. And he tells me one of the safe spaces to which he would escape was the movies.
For me, it's a place of comfort, warmth, and acceptance, and imagination, you place you lose yourself in, and in the dark.
Empire of Light stars Olivia Colman. It's in theaters today.
I will come back to you!
Streaming today, it's the slavery drama Emancipation, based on a true story. Will Smith stars as a slave trying to escape to freedom. Ben Foster plays the guy trying to hunt him down. And Foster tells me Smith is on another level in the film.
I respect his work immensely. I think it's the finest performance he's
he's ever given, and that's saying a lot.
Emancipation started streaming today on Apple TV+.
Good morning, aviators. This is your captain speaking.
Top Gun Maverick flying to new heights. The film named Best of the Year by the National Board of Review. Best Director went to Steven Spielberg for The Fabelmans. And happy birthday to Brittney Griner. The Shark Tank star is 53 today, while Oscar-winning actress Dame Judi Dench is 88. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Good morning, I'm Jonathan Cotto. The 32-year-old WNBA and Olympic champion is finally home on U.S. soil after landing at Kelly Field close to 4:30 this morning. We know she is being brought to Brooke Army Medical Center for a routine medical evaluation. Now, this swap was made possible after months of negotiations. Those negotiations proving successful after bargaining with the Russian government. President Joe Biden announcing on Friday Brittney's release that would be made possible within 24 hours. Of course, this is a story that we're going to continue to follow closely and bring you the latest news. Make sure to tune into our later newscast. And of course, follow us on our website, ksat.com. Reporting Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
It's about 5 till 7.
We're going to check in with Steven for a look at the roads before you head out.
You know, we made it through the show without any major issues, guys. That's fantastic. So let's get a quick look at the commute. Obviously a lot busier than when we started. You can see a lot more folks making their way out by 35 at Thousand Oaks. Busy spot there, but 35 at Pines, not too bad. While we've seen some of the fog creep in the TransGuide cameras, it doesn't look like it's really hindered a lot of the drive time for folks. But still, we are seeing the slowdowns along US 90 far west side of Bexar County, as well as 35 a little bit further past 1604 in the northeast side. We'll watch these areas closely and, of course, monitor these conditions throughout Good Morning America.
Speaking of conditions, looking out there past 410 by the airport, really you can't see the control tower anymore. So it's getting a little bit more, well, as you can see, visibility has dropped down from 8 miles to 6 miles out there at the airport. And same thing at Randolph, 2.5 over there at Port SA. And again, so fog is starting to get a little bit thicker, 2.5 miles visibility right now at New Braunfels. All of that fog, which is this morning, and it's everywhere, but concentrated east and southeast, is starting to work its way a little bit further inland. Notice how the visibility up there in Austin has just dropped down to 3/4 of a mile. So we'll continue to deal with this, as well as a little bit of the mist associated with that. 66 degrees as of right now. So once again, we are anywhere from 20 to 25 degrees above normal. 77 at noon, 81 for a high temperature. And like the past couple of days in the afternoon, we'll see a little bit more in the way of sunshine, which does nothing more than just heat us up to 81 degrees. And then tomorrow, same start. Mist, fog every morning through Tuesday morning, actually. A couple of showers going to be possible then tomorrow night into early Sunday. Just a few of them here and there, not any real big deal. The front moves through midday on Tuesday, and so temperatures really aren't going to be moving all that much throughout the day. May actually drop down a little bit by dinner time and evening Tuesday. And then finally, boy, that 43 seems so out of whack, but that's a normal low temperature by Thursday morning.
All right. Hey, by the way, Powerball usually gets all the love, but Mega is up to $379 million for tonight's drawing. Cash value, $202.6 million.
That would be a nice Christmas present. Hey, we'll be back here for GMSA at 9.